Amber Kenyon here with Gateway Research Organization. So we're very fortunate at Grow to have some amazing members, some amazing people on our board of directors, and a couple of these people have been working together to swath graze and bale graze on grainland. Now, with that being said, we figured this was a great time as they're out harrowing to go and do an interview, and it just happens that I know one of these people. He happens to be my husband. So with that being said, I'm going to turn it over to Steve Kenyon, and he's going to talk about what exactly went on this winter, what the feed was, what the feed value was, some lessons learned, and yeah, I'll turn it over to him.
Hello, Steve Kenyon here with Greener Pastures Ranching, and we're looking at a kind of a modified swath grazing, bale grazing spot. This was on our winter swath grazing field, but we had a bunch of hay we had available to feed as well, which allowed me to have more of a polyculture in their diet. So I was excited about that. But we actually tried some bale grazing. It was pretty low quality feed, so they didn't clean it up very well. The bales were actually hard to unroll. They were wet when they got put up. So the big concern with bale grazing on a grain field is definitely the residue that's left over and what we need to deal with it. So I'm standing on a bale grazing spot. Now, like I said, the feed was pretty poor quality, so we've got way more wastage left here than we normally would, but it's a good example to show. So we've got a set of heavy harrows out in the background right now, actually trying to bust up some of the swaths and the bale grazing spots. So there's a before, that's what it looked like. And if we walk over here, here's one that he's trying to bust up. He's ran over this once. So it's still a little heavy, but I think he's knocked it down pretty good. He will do a couple of circles on these spots as well. And by then I think we'll be pretty adequate. They are pretty excited about all the nutrients that we brought in as well though. Once this gets spread out around a little bit, boy, this is gonna be a pretty good crop after this. So a lot of people ask me about, well, how do you bale graze on grainland? So here's the first example, first time we've actually ever done it. So I think we're going to get some decent results. And yeah, just one or two passes with the harrows I think is going to cover it. So we had a pretty harsh winter and I didn't push the cattle very hard, so they didn't clean up as well as they do some years. We've got lots of residue left over here. And if you dig underneath here, there's quite a bit of good feed left here. So we didn't push them very hard because we had a pretty hard winter. So we do have to harrow this year. You can see the tractor in the background here. He's got a set of heavy harrows. We're trying to spread this around a little bit. So we had a successful winter. Cattle went home looking the same as they came in. And considering our winter was pretty cold, I think that's a big success. But now he's got to worry about seeding this down, so he wants to spread some of this stuff out. If you look over here a little bit, he just harrowed beside us. If we walked once over with the heavy harrows, then I'm sure he's going to be fine for seeding through this. So I think that'll work pretty good. So just looking at this from a seeding standpoint, we've got a nice line here where he just harrowed. So there's a swath running this way, and he diagonally harrowed it. So this side is the concern, right? This swath was left a little bit too heavy, and you're going to have issues when you're seeding through it. Now, hairpinning or lack of emergence or whatever the issue would be. So on this side here is where the swath was, and he's already harrowed it. So you can see the manure pats sitting on this side, and the manure pats are broke up pretty good on this side. And the straw is spread out enough. I don't think you'll have much issue with seeding through this now, but definitely they'd probably have some issues here. So on this particular year, yes, we did need to harrow after. Lots of years we don't, but that's just a good example of the difference.
Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, and leave us a comment. Talk to us. We want to hear from you. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video.